A software's review and selection process. To get started, we're going to walk you through a software selection process. This is easy to follow for stage process helps to determine business needs, evaluate and compare solutions, validate technical requirements, and negotiate a great contract. So, a software review is a process or meeting during which a software product is examined by a project personnel, managers, users, customers, user representatives, or other interested parties for comment or approval. What is software review? It is a systematic examination of a document by one or more individuals who work together to find and resolve errors and effects in the software during the early stages SDLC or software development life cycle. It assists software engineers in validating the quality, functionality, and other vital features and components of the software. So it is also usually performed manually. Software review is used to verify various documents like requirements, system designs, codes, test plans, and test cases. Here are some important features. First, it allows the development team and client to get clarify on the project as well as its requirements. Second, the team can use it to verify whether the software is developed as per the requested requirements or not and make the necessary changes before its release in the market. So why is software review important? So here are the reasons. First, it improves the productivity of the development team and client. Second, it makes the testing process time, cost, and effective. Third, fewer defects are found in the final software. Fourth, it is only at this stage the inadequacies are eliminated. And fifth, this process results in dramatic reduction of time taken in producing a technically sound document. So let's proceed to um, the types of software reviews. So there are mainly three types of software reviews. So all of which are conducted by different members of the team who evaluate various aspects of the software. So we have here the first is software peer review. So peer review is a process of evaluating the technical content and quality of the product, and it is usually conducted by the author of the work product along with some other developers. So according to capacity maturity level model, the main purpose of peer review is to provide a disciplined engineering practice for detecting or correcting defects in the software artifacts, preventing their leakage into field operations. So in short, peer review is performed in order to determine or resolve the defects in the software, whose quality is also checked by other members of the team. Here are the types of peer review. First is the code review. To fix mistakes and to remove vulnerabilities from the software product. It is the systematic examination of the computer source code where it is conducted, so which further improves the quality and security of the product. Next is the pair programming. It is a type of code review where two programmers work on a single workstation and develop a code together. Next is the informal. So, as suggested by its name, this is an informal type of review. So it is extremely popular and is widely used by people all over the world. So informal review does not require any documentation or entry criteria or a large group of people. It is a time-saving process. Um, it is a time-saving process that is not documented. So walkthrough. It differs from software inspection and technical review in various aspects. So here, a designer or developer lead a team of software developers to go through a software product where they ask questions and make necessary comments about various defects on and errors. Next is the technical review. So during the process of technical review, it is a team of qualified personnel review the software and examine its suitability to define its intended use as well as to identify various discrepancies. Next is the inspection. So, this is a formal type of peer review wherein experienced and qualified individuals examine the software product for bugs and defects using a defined process. So, inspection also helps the author improve the quality of the software. Next is types of software review. First, we have here the software management review. So this reviews takes place in the later stages with the management representatives. And also its objective is to evaluate the work status. So on the basis of such reviews, decisions regarding downstream activities are taken. Next is software audit reviews. So it is a type of external wherein one or more auditors who are not part of the development team conduct an independent examination of the software product and its processes to assess their compliance with stated specifications, standards, and other important criteria. So this is done by managerial level people. So let us proceed to the process of software review. It is usually implemented by following a set of activities which are laid down by IEEE Standard 1028. So all the steps are extremely important and it needs to be followed rigorously as skipping even a single step can lead to complication with the development process which can further affect the quality of the end product. So the first is entry evaluation. So this is a standard checklist and is used by the entry criteria in order to ensure an ideal condition for a successful review. Next is the management preparation. So during this stage of the process, a responsible management ensures that the software review has all the required resources such as staff, time, materials, and tools. Next is the review planning. To undergo a software review, an objective is identified. So, based on the objective, a recognized team of resources is formed. So, here we can conclude that software review is a vital part of software development lifecycle or SDLC. So, which helps developers and other members related to the project to improve the quality and other components of the software. Also, choosing the right software for your company is not always an easy decision. In fact, it can be quite stressful, especially when you are aware of the detrimental effects of choosing the wrong software. Uh, so here are the seven phases of software selection process. So each phase of the process is important and should be completed with good accuracy to ensure a good outcome. First, we have identify the problem. So too often organizations make the mistake of rushing through a software selection process without really focusing on the purpose of each phase. So the first phase is one of the most important, sets the tone for the rest of the process. So it is obviously when an organization needs a software, but it's important to determine what constitutes the best software for your unique business situation. So it means that business leaders need to think about the challenges the organization faces and which software could provide value. So without this information, the rest of the software selection process will be unfocused. The second, perform a requirements analysis. Once you have identified the problem that you are trying to solve, you will need to determine relevant functionality. So this information can be determined by undergoing a requirements analysis, developing high level use cases based on your business processes can also be helpful. So, our requirements analysis focuses on the three main requirements. First is the functional, second is non functional, and the third is organizational. So, going through the requirements analysis process will result in a requirements document that you can reference in the future. The third is research the market for vendors. The next phase in the software selection involves actually starting the search for new software. Those involved in the process will need to research the marketplace to locate potential software vendors that might be fit the bill. So when searching the market, it's key to look for vendors that offer software that has ability to solve companies' identified problems. And in some cases, this may require a solution that is customized to your unique needs. So, it starts with a large list of vendors and gradually narrow down your list until you find one that checks most of the boxes on your requirements list. Next is request information from vendors. So, once you have narrowed down your list to just a few candidates who you believe can deliver optimal software, you will want to send out a request for information or RFI. So you may find that some vendors simply do not reply to requests. So in this case, it's easy to disqualify those vendors. So once you have received information from the vendors on your list, gather your team to review this information and narrow down your list even more to just a select few choices. So next is submit a request for proposal. A request for information is just the first step of a three-step process. So, after narrowing down your vendor choices, you will then want to submit a request for proposal or the RFP. So, while an RFI provides companies with basic information about a software vendor, an RFP provides a more detailed breakdown of a vendor software. So, once you get to this phase in the process, you should have just three vendors left on your list. So, this phase allows those performing the selection to ask more detailed question about expectation from the software and why you should choose that particular vendor. Next is invite vendors for a demo. So, after receiving sufficient information about the final software vendors on your list, you will want to invite these candidates for a demo. So this can help you to determine if the vendor is able to deliver what your company needs. So a demo not only provides more details about the software but can also help the selection team determine the quality of the software and implementation. So this is to streamline the process and help ensure a satisfactory outcome. Take the time to develop a demo format and script for your vendors to follow. So here it's also helpful to create a scoring sheet to use during review of the demos. The last is to choose to build or buy a solution. So this is the final step in the software selection process where it is crucial to find to the final outcome of the process. So you will need to choose whether you want to buy a software solution from a vendor or build a solution in-house. So while this step may seem counterproductive, you may find the solutions offered by your vendors are not going to meet your needs. So if you do choose to buy software, you will need to negotiate a contract with the vendor. So that's all, and thank you for listening.